We've talked about ethos appeals to credibility a little bit already, but I want us to take a deeper dive into it. When we look at credibility, we're thinking about how the audience views us as a speaker. And we know that our credibility lies in the minds of our audience. When we think about credibility, though, we realize that it has to change. And it does change because people's minds change and people's thoughts change. And so there's three basic types of credibility: initial credibility, derived credibility, and terminal credibility. Initial credibility is the credibility of a speaker before he or she even starts to speak. It's the credibility that we have based on who we are as we walk into the room. If we're known, our initial credibility is all that the person knows about us in advance. If we don't know the speaker, the initial credibility comes from the first impressions that each audience member makes of the speaker as he or she walks to the front of the room. The second type of credibility is derived credibility. Derived credibility is the credibility of a speaker produced by everything he or she says and does during the speech itself. And so derived credibility can change greatly. If the audience member likes what you're saying, your credibility may go up. If you say something that offends the audience member, your credibility goes down. And so derived credibility can be a roller coaster. And our goal as a speaker is for our credibility to increase, but we have to realize that it's also possible for it to dip. The last type of credibility is terminal credibility. Terminal credibility is your credibility as a speaker when your speech is over. So it's the credibility that lays in the mind of the audience once you're done speaking. And again, our hope is that our credibility is high. So let's enhance our credibility. One way to do this, again, explain your involvement, explain your competence, talk about your experience. Establish common ground with the audience. Show how you and the audience are connected and how you fit together. When we have common ground to start from, it removes that tension between the audience and the distance, and it helps us grow closer together. Another way to increase your credibility is to deliver your speeches fluently, expressively, and with conviction. When you believe what you're saying, and when you're passionate about what you're saying, it shows, and it's catching for the audience. If you're doubtful about what you're saying, if you're unsure, if you're anxious, it'll show for the audience too. So delivering your speeches, showing that you are knowledgeable and you care and are passionate about what you're speaking about, that will help enhance your credibility greatly.